Imagine if every person on earth had a ledger, a self-assessment written from the truth they never said out loud. Not the lies we tell others, but the lies we tell ourselves. The motives we blur, the feelings we hide, the contradictions we hope no one ever sees.
We built a castle on a fault line, pretended not to feel.
Now imagine that ledger wasn't created by a machine, but by your own patterns, your reactions, your omissions, your quiet hesitations. What would your life look like if every hidden truth inside you was suddenly made visible? How many relationships would shift? How many masks would melt? How much of the world would quietly rearrange itself once things we avoid finally steps into the light? If every human life was audited at once, how would society change when the truth stopped cooperating? Lies aren't anomalies in human behavior. They are architecture. A softened truth to keep the peace. A promise stretched just enough to inspire someone. A feeling hidden for the right moment. A version of yourself you show because the real one feels too raw. We lie to protect people. We lie to protect ourselves. And we lie to keep the world stable in moments that feel fragile. But imagine every softened angle, snapping back into its sharpest form. How much of your life rests on truths you're not ready to face? A lie isn't just words. It's a biological event. Your heartbeat shifts. Your blink rate stutters. Your breath catches for a friction of a second. Your voice tightens on syllables you didn't know you tightened. Humans notice one or two of these, but your patterns contain thousands. Feed those patterns into a system, and your truth becomes predictable, deterministic, inevitable. At first, these systems exposed fraud, then criminals, then corrupt leaders, then regular people, whose complexity was never meant to be boiled down to a pattern. If your delayed conversations were graded for honesty, how often would you pass? This world I'm describing isn't fiction. Not really. Pieces of it already exist, scattered across our lives, like unfinished chapters. Our devices track our rhythms. Our feeds map our desires. Our searches reveal our fears. Our gestures whisper emotions long before we speak. No single system is watching. Not yet. The fragments are here. Tiny ledgers we build without noticing. But together, they are learning the outline of who we are. The future doesn't arrive at once. It slips in quietly, through features, updates, conveniences, until one day, we realize the story we feared has already begun. To humans, truth is emotional, scared, painful, necessary. To AI, truth is math. It doesn't care if you lied from kindness. It doesn't care if you lied from fear. It doesn't care if exposing that lie would hurt you or someone you love. It only measures patterns. Your past behavior predicts your next lie. Your micro-reaction reveals your real feelings before you articulate them. Some systems can already forecast your future honesty, not based on what you did, but on what you might do. If a system described your real self, would you even agree with it? Humans rarely lie to manipulate. Most lies are tiny acts of emotional cushioning. I'm fine. You're doing great. It's okay. Don't worry. You can trust me. We soften our truth because raw honesty can wound in ways no one intended. But when every truth surfaces at once, something delicate happens. Some relationships would strain, some would break, but others, maybe for the first time, would finally become honest. Friends would rebuild themselves on foundations that can hold real weight. Families would rediscover each other beneath years of unspoken emotion. Patterns would have conversations they expose for entire lifetimes. Truth doesn't only destroy, sometimes it repairs. If someone saw every truth inside you, every fear, contradiction, insecurity, would they turn away or understand you more deeply than ever? A world without lies sounds moral, it sounds clean, it sounds ideal. But the truth, without softness, it's a blade. It cuts clean, but it always cuts. Shadows weren't designed to hide guilt. They were designed to hold healing, to give us room to grow quietly, to change safely, to rebuild without an audience. Remove every shadow, and you erase the privacy that allows redemption. The danger isn't AI seeing every lie. The danger is forgetting humans need room to become someone better. If identities become transparent, selfhood begins to blur. Identity isn't the sum of our data. It's the sum of our choices about what we reveal and what we protect. Take away the ability to protect anything, and you take away the freedom to choose who we become. Expose every lie, and you uncover a deeper truth.
This is the last lie I'll ever
Humans were never meant to be fully known.
the one that
Wings of paradox.
shatters all
The last lie.